Did we make it? We did. I believe we're live streaming. So what's up, everybody? How's it going? I hope you're doing well. We are in a new week here. And today we are covering something that's very good. We're covering our one of our topics from the weekend. We did a webinar over the weekend. And I'm just taking care to make sure we get the proper anti-COVID plan. This is 11/23/20. This is a PNG. Okay, cool. So that's the one we want. Just making sure that we have our what am I after here? Having our proper thumbnail up. So we're live streaming in here from Zoom today, so hopefully this flows appropriately for you guys. We'll make sure it's live. We're gonna go right into our share here. Got it. And the chat's working, so live chat, everything's popping up. Excellent, cool. Today we're covering ... Today we're covering our COVID plan from our webinar over the weekend. Make sure to get all appropriate information from WHO, that's the World Health Organization, and CDC websites. Okay, cool. Yeah, so for what we're doing today, some of our material is from the CDC. But before we get into that, just checking in on you guys. How's everything going for you? Apologize for the slight delay there. Hope everything is going well for you. I don't think I have anybody streaming with us at the moment that I can tell. Excuse me. But whatever we have here, we've got our live stream going for the day. So welcome to the live stream. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and share our screen. Before we do, how was your weekend? How's everything going? Are you guys getting ready for Thanksgiving? I hope you guys are staying safe right now. It has been just really tough as far as COVID. I saw that Saturday, I think it was, there was over 200,000 cases in a day. Oh my goodness, which is just mind-blowing. Now, if it stays at that rate, we're doing 1 million in 5 days. Last week, it was 1 million in 8 to 9 days. Now it's within a week. That's just increasing so much. So I hope you guys are staying safe. I can't tell you the number of people I've talked to that have had, are currently having, or had a COVID scare. Oh, by the way, I need to quickly grab my phone for Insta. Hold on just a second. All right. Sorry about that. Instagram post is very important, so my apologies, guys, for not having this good to go. I need to get some Streamlabs probably going for this channel, so I can do multiple venues or a couple of different things here to make it a little bit more. Oh, he did get that. A little bit more. What do I want to say? Focused on unifying all of my social media. So thanks for bearing with me in this process. And ultimately, I will get my act together. I promise you. Okay. So today we're going to probably go ahead and we won't share this because they can't see my screen. But I think what I'm going to do, unless I get any requests from YouTube or even Instagram, if I get any requests, I will definitely go ahead and switch. But I think for these 3 days, we're going to go ahead and cover everything I presented over the weekend, plus whatever happens to come up. And with that being said, I want to go ahead and get right to it because we've already spent like 3 minutes or so on this. And I want to go ahead and get over here to what we presented on. So what's up, Instagram? How's it going, guys? We have our next live stream today. If you guys want to see what I'm presenting on, you can head over to my YouTube channel. Right now, we're youtube.com/BIGRES20. We're in the long-term game for 100 subscribers. We're creeping along here. So if you happen to be watching and not subscribing yet, please subscribe to our YouTube page so we can get those 30 remaining subscribers. From what I understand, is very difficult to get to 10,000 on YouTube. It requires a lot, and that's totally fine. No worries. We'll make it work one way or another. But if you're watching on Elevate Your Fresh on my Instagram page, whether live or later, please go ahead and go over to youtube.com/BIGRES20. My old page handle name. We're going to update it soon. It's going to be old. I'm presenting on anti-COVID today for basically an immunity booster plan. And I think what's very helpful with this, there was some information I saw on there that was talking about self-distancing is the new self-care. There was a couple different things that had it on there. But what I wanted to get into was a couple different things that I saw from the CDC and P, or Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The importance of connecting with others. We know right now that for Thanksgiving, like I can tell you at least 2 or 3 different people I've talked to have had the challenge of, or having the challenge of, they won't be able to meet with family due to COVID, or they're just choosing to stay small this year for COVID, which is not usually the norm. A lot of families, I know a lot of my clients will have 10 plus, even 20 plus people. It sounds like a madhouse uh, at their house. Some of my clients are not only parents but grandparents, so they've got larger families. And some of my clients who are, maybe just parents or closer to my wife's and I's age, are going to their parents or friends or something. So typically, the parties are larger. So with the rapid spread of the virus, it's very important to be as safe as possible. I don't want to get into anything specifically. Again, you can always check into World Health Organization or CDC. But I thought this was very valuable, connecting with others, talking to people you trust about your concerns and how you're feeling, checking on your loved one as well. It would be nice to know that you're not going through a stressful time alone. And I've said this before on the channel. I shared it on the presentation I did on Saturday morning. We are built for relationship, something inside of us. We're just designed for relationship. And so, with that being the case, I wanted to really dial in on that, because you never know how much it means for you to reach out to somebody and pass on I'm thinking about you, maybe write them a card this season. My wife and I were at Target and found a little 10-pack cards for like $1 or $2. If you got someone's address, write them a quick note, say, hey, I'm thinking about you, send it in the mail this holiday season. Zoom is very easily accessible for everybody. If you have an iPhone, FaceTime. I forget what it is on Google. I guess you can do, what is it? They got rid of, well, they got Google Voice and they have Google Hangouts. So I'm not sure what they're doing right now. Google just seems to be changing all of their icons. So I'm not sure what they're doing. My wife and I will duo each other. If you have a Google phone, I don't know if you can do it on other Android phones, but it's duo, so it's a FaceTime. We've duoed each other, so whatever you have for phones, you can face or screen time. Now's the time. Definitely a valuable thing. So the next one, take a break from the news. I'm not going to go political. I'm not going to talk about anything along those lines. This is not the channel for that or the time. But even just information. One of the individuals who joined our webinar was talking about how they were experiencing information overload. And even in that context, information overload is a real thing. You can have too much in the mind, too much going on, and it can just absolutely overwhelm and overload you. And we were talking about that on Friday, so I thought that was a great segue for today. Is just limit or take a full break. Just decide to dial it down, get into a book, meditate, relax, whatever is possible for you to have a nice time and just relax. Because at the end of the day, the more of that you put in your head, the negativity, it could be negativity pitched either way. I'm not talking about who's negative, just the way that the news seems to be organized these days. That negativity can really have a lasting effect, or it can have a compounding effect on you mentally. So I'm just encouraging you guys in that really is a valuable piece. I stopped watching the news years ago. I don't bother to watch the news at all unless it's something very important, like getting up on numbers for COVID or election related stuff or whatever, just to be informed, just enough to be informed, but not enough to start to see my mood start to shift, where I start to feel negative or start to feel anxious or whatever it is. And I've noticed from a lot of people, whether they're clients or prospective clients, the more that I hear they're watching the news or paying attention to the news, it seems the more anxious they are. I've noticed that just in my experience with my clients. So based on that, I can say with a good amount of confidence that there is a correlative effect there. So I encourage you guys to keep that in mind. Also, we talk a lot about this on Project Fresh. Take care of your body. Meditation or some kind of quiet time with self is very valuable. I teach two different methods for meditation, so it's nothing super spiritual or religious or anything like that. It's just very kind of a calming, relaxing time with self. A lot of times we forget to take care of ourselves, and some of that involves mental and emotional or even spiritual, and meditation can get into each of those areas. So for simple effects with meditation, there's two different ways you can go here. One would be a sitting quietly 5 to 10 minutes, just breathing a nice big inhale in through the nose, hold for a few seconds. I like the block method. So you might inhale for 5, hold for 5, exhale for 5, or you could do a inhale for 5, hold for 8, exhale for 2 or so. 10 to 15 seconds, breaking it up in the pattern, however long you want to inhale, hold, and exhale. That's a very good way to block your breathing. And what I mean is put it into blocks. So those three segments: inhale, hold, and exhale. That creates a nice breathing pattern. My dad taught me a very great visual that I've held with me since a kid. Imagine, and this came from martial arts training, imagine that the air or the energy or both is starting at the belly button and it's coming up over the head and face. And as you hold it here at the top of the head. And as you exhale, push the air down the back into the diaphragm and use the diaphragm to we have a tendency to use our lungs versus our diaphragm to push the air out of our body. So if you use that diaphragm and squeeze, it's going to sound like this. Versus if you're using your chest cavity, it's going to sound more like okay, so not as much air. So you can really use that technique to cycle the air. That'll be very important for you in a lot of different ways. Won't get in that today, but with that, you've got two options. You can either do focus on one thing. It might be something you want to enjoy, something that's challenging you, something you're trying to figure out. If any thoughts come to mind that aren't related to that, write them down. So you can continue to focus your mind on that one thing solely. Or you have the other option where you're just clearing your mind completely, just a full clear of the mind. And if anything comes up, write that down and then continue the process of clearing the mind. And then both of those are very valuable. If you get into a habit of doing that on a regular basis, you will notice something. Typically, maybe the first time you'll do it and you'll be like, oh, that was great. And then you do it a couple more times, it's like, not so great. But if you get into a habit of doing that, it's very valuable. So that's what I would teach as far as meditation. We spend a lot of time talking about eating well-balanced meals, taking the deep breath, again, kind of falls into what I was just talking about. And then, of course, exercise. Aside from staying safe, following the measures, ensure that you're taking steps to keep yourself healthy. So if there's any specific items that you guys aren't up to that I could address as far as how to keep yourself healthy, we'll gladly do that. And this is something else. So we'll go ahead and get out of the stop share portion and get us back on screen here. But ultimately, our goal is to support you guys in this time. It's the holidays. We're not going to have necessarily the ability to connect with family or travel like we usually do, Thanksgiving being a very high travel season. Typically, Thanksgiving flights are one of the highest in the year, I think, if not the highest. So that being said, completely and totally different year. We want to be that source for you guys as far as encouragement, motivation. If you have nobody else in your family or friends or circle who you can connect with, we're here for you. Okay, we'll be here. Message us, reach out to us, let us know. We'll keep in touch with you. My wife and I will do the best. We support each other so we can support our communities, and we think we're connected in a couple different areas. Childhood pastime that we're currently enjoying getting into. We've kind of switched some funds from our usual travel that we've been doing to this childhood pastime in the community that we've gotten into online is really cool. My wife just won something that she's really excited about. So we just had some fun before uh, the live stream here, but that was really cool. It's always fun to get connected to a community, whatever it may be that you're interested in. It could be dogs, it could be childhood pastime, movies, arts, a lot of arts and crafts, a lot of cool things on the internet, making people laugh. Maybe you've got some good comedy or a good solid meme game. Uh, drop some memes, please, for us if you got some good memes. Um, you've got a good regular posting on Reddit or something. I don't know, but yeah, I just want to encourage you guys as far as COVID. Those are some different things. Again, support, relationships, staying connected with people, reaching out, doing the things for other people that you would wish that they would do for you. There's something about giving. As if you've heard the phrase before, it is better to give than receive. Psychologically and emotionally, it's been found that giving actually has a greater deal of enjoyment than receiving. And when you give, for example, we're doing Black Friday, we're giving the gift of health, a literal free 28 days for folks who we haven't worked before, and a very steep discount for our clients to gift to their friends, family, and loved ones. That is something that can have some joy associated with it, especially in the context of health, especially right now, where the holiday season can be very challenging to maintain health and gain in your health and your lifestyle habits. But now, especially with all these different parameters and restrictions and everything else we're experiencing in sheltered in place COVID season. So I want you guys to know that we're here for you. We really appreciate you guys, our community. We're slowly growing, little bit by little bit, and that's totally fine. We have some new clients that are coming in with us, starting our free programming, taking advantage of the Black Friday. So that'll be the rest of tomorrow and Wednesday. We probably won't live stream on Thursday. We might do something on Instagram just to reach out and do a quick live stream and wish our community a happy Thanksgiving. Other than that, Friday we might post, and then of course we'll resume normal schedule on next week. So probably do just a quick live stream on Instagram sometime in the morning. Friday a live stream in the evening, and then we'll be regular next week. All right, guys. So that's our 15 minutes. We hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day and a great start to the week. Please stay safe out there. And if we can assist you, help you, be with you along the way and in the journey in any way possible, let us know. And we will definitely do that. Okay. All right. This is Ryan Sanders with Project Fresh signing out. We'll see you next time.